All right, and we are live. Good evening po and welcome back to Gurung Pinoy. And of course, we welcome back the members of Team Piaget. Again, if you are a member of Team Piaget, some of your advantages would be you will be able to answer our quizzes, you will be able to download our full-length video. Ganun din po yung ating PowerPoint presentation. Of course, you will have your free pre-board and free final coaching. And again, our Team Piaget's membership is good until September 2022. So if you are going to be taking the LET in March or in June or in September 2022, you can still join Team Piaget. Again, that's until September 2022. And of course, the only way that you can enjoy our free pre-board, free final coaching is only through being a member of Team Piaget. So again, just send us a message. Just look for our Facebook page, that's Gurung Pinoy, and send us a message so that you can join us and you can download all the materials that we have. And of course, you can enjoy the full-length video that we have. Because of course, if you are watching us through our YouTube channel or also to our Facebook page, your video is the shorter version. Okay, so makakat po yung inyong video. Again, if you want to enjoy the full-length video of our discussion, please become a member of Team Piaget. All right, tonight we welcome all of you back, and of course, we will be discussing professional education, 20 items that the members of our Team Piaget have answered through their quizzes today. Again, these items all come from September 2019, the licensure examination for teachers. Okay, so again, as we know, no, lahat ng items natin ay galing po talaga sa previous na LET, and so you are guaranteed that those items might be in your next licensure examination for teachers. Okay, so again, we will be discussing professional education. But of course, before we start with anything else, let us all have our opening prayer. So please join me as we have our prayer. We thank you for this new day, Lord. Help us to embrace all that it may hold for us. To hear the bird song and have new melodies in our hearts. To see the sunrise and create beauty with our hands. To touch the leaves that grow afresh. And allow your love to touch our hearts. To smell the fragrance of the flowers and breathe in the wonder of your creation. To dwell on the beauty of our world and study and fathom your miracles. To enjoy the conversations we have and the lessons we go to. May we drink in all the goodness you have for us. Amen. Okay, so once again, we are going to be talking about our professional education 20 items, all coming from September 2019 licensure examination for teachers. If you are ready, please go ahead and share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends, and of course, make sure that you like this video. Huwag pong mag-angry. Merong isang nag-angry yata. Mali po ba yung pindot? Okay? Maraming salamat po sa ating mga Team Thunders na yung mga nagbabalik. Team Thunders natin, maraming salamat. And of course, sa ating mga new teammates, welcome po. Sa ating mga newbies, welcome po. Sir Raymond de la Torlobrino, sabi niya, makamiss po kayo, Ma'am Meg. Congratulations, ganap na siyang LPT. Of course, one of our former students. Okay, newbie, Ma'am Gemma Inolpe. First time po maka-attend ng live. Welcome po, Ma'am Gemma. Alright, good evening po sa lahat. Okay. Again, please do like this video. Mag-like na po kayo ng ating video. And of course, please do share our video. Start a watch party. Tag your friends. Si Ma'am Angel Grace Cabaluna, first-timer din, maka-watch ng live. Okay, so we welcome all our newbies, our newcomers, and of course, we also welcome our veterans, no? Yung mga matatagal nandito. Si Ma'am May Jane Cardino, ganun din, first-timer, no? Newbie from Hasaan, Misamis Oriental. Good evening po. Newbie from Camarines Sur. Ma'am Ludi Lin, good evening and welcome. Newbie din si Ma'am Beth Lagarejo, good evening po. Ganon din si Ma'am Evelyn Canada, good evening Ma'am Mek, watching from Pamplona, Negros Oriental, first timer. We also have another newbie, Sir CJ Andasan de la Cruz. Ganon din si Ma'am Faam, All Shop, and si Sir Aldwin Dolier Abalos. Okay, so again sa ating mga first-timers, good evening po, welcome. I hope you all enjoy learning with Gurung Pinoy. Newbie, Sir Jason Mendoza, unit earner in secondary education. Okay, again, gentle reminder, those of you who are watching us on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel, snippet lamang po ang inyong video and so it would be cut. So again, if you'd want to enjoy the full length of our discussion, the 20 items so we are going to be talking about today, please become a member of Team Piaget and you'd be able to download the videos, download the PowerPoint presentation that I use, and of course, you'll also be able to join our quizzes. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, we have our quizzes, Gen Ed and Prof Ed. You also are going to enjoy your free final coaching and free pre-board. Okay, so no extra payment for your pre-board and also for your final coaching. Okay, if you are ready, let us all start with question number one. Number one, Prof Ed. This is not among the big ideas about physical development of preschoolers. Is it letter A, toddling when walking? Letter B, significant change in physical growth? Letter C, acquisition of gross and fine motor skills? Or letter D, artistic expression? For example, drawing. Okay, we're talking about your preschoolers. Preschoolers, what is your answer? Sir Omar Maginangka, how can I join? Please send a message through our Facebook page later, sir. Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice here? All right, I see a lot of letter A's. There are some people who are saying it's letter B. Okay, some more answers, please. Please put that in our chat box. Okay, so again, the question here is, this is not among the big ideas about physical development of preschoolers, okay? Not the big ideas about physical development of preschoolers. Is it letter A, toddling when walking? Letter B, significant change in physical growth? Letter C, acquisition of gross and fine motor skills? Or letter D, artistic expression? For example, drawing. Okay, now, balikan natin yung ating question. Hindi siya bahagi ng big ideas about physical development. Hindi siya kasama sa physical development, no? So that means it does not show any development in terms of the physical skills of your preschoolers. And the correct choice that you have here is letter A, toddling when walking. Toddling here came, of course, from the word na toddler, no? So yung toddler nyo, whenever you say toddling, yung hindi pa masyadong marunong maglakad, no? So naka-stance pa siya, nakahiwalay pa yung paa, tutumba-tumba pa, no? Na they would still fall. So that's toddling when walking. It does not show any physical development. And as you know, your preschoolers, marunong na silang tumatakbo na, nagja-jump na, nag-hop na using one leg. Okay, so letter B, significant change in physical growth would be part of it. Gross and fine motor skills would be part of it. Gross would be the running, the walking, the hopping, jumping. Fine motor skills would be the use of the hands. And of course, yung fine motor skills mo would also include drawing. Okay, so letter C here actually is a combination of both B and D. Okay, so combination of B and D ang letter C mo, and letter A is not a physical development. Okay, so tutumba-tumba pa siya, no? Toddling when walking. Toddling when walking. And so letter A po ang ating sagot for question number 1. Okay, so awit pero move on. I-congratulate muna natin si Sir John Wilter Ikin, maraming salamat Gurong Pinoy, ganap na pong LPT. Kapit lang mga kagurong Pinoy, kayo naman po ang susunod. Maraming salamat po and of course, congratulations. Congratulations sa ating mga bagong LPTs. Okay, so again, number 1 is letter A. Number 2, how can math concepts be learned and appreciated as lifelong learning by students? Is it letter A, drills on numbers and calculations? Letter B, apply formulas to abstract calculations. Letter C, apply concepts to concrete use. Or letter D, memorize actions and principles. Okay, which one is correct? Newbie watching from Cotabato City, Ma'am Samara Motin Manan. Good evening po. All right, what's your answer for number 2? Maraming naligwak sa number 1, no? But of course, here in Gurong Pinoy, we say, sisigaw lamang tayo ng awit kapag kamali, pero move on ka agad, no? This, of course, is still not your actual licensure examination for teachers. And so we are having this drill so that we can improve your scores, no? So we can prepare you for the actual let. Okay, I see A's and C's. Meron din namang ibang B. Ano kaya yung tamang choice for number 2? Genocide na naman kaya yung mangyayari? Marami na naman kayang maligwak? Sisigaw ng awit? Tingnan natin. Okay. Now, number 2, how can math concepts be learned and appreciated? Okay. Now, remember, I'm always saying this. No? I'm always saying that in prof ed, in professional education, kahit ako nung nag-take ako ng LET, I found Gen Ed to be very difficult. Okay, so napakahirap ng Gen Ed dahil the questions will be coming from everywhere and anywhere, no? So kahit hindi kasama sa competency, lumalabas sa Gen Ed. Now, in Prof Ed, madali yung Prof Ed because your Prof Ed, I'd always say that the answer would always be in the question. Kailangan lang ay i-analyze yung maigi yung question, basahin maigi yung question so that you can get the correct choice. Okay, so basahin po natin maigi yung ating question. How can math concepts be learned and appreciated? No? So ma-appreciate ng bata as lifelong learning. I think you can agree, no, that sometimes when you had your practice teaching, for example, sa inyong mga nakagraduate na, no, when you were practice teaching, even if you're not still in the teaching field right now, sometimes your students would say, what's the use of this? Why should we learn this? Can we apply this in real life? I will not use these triangles, the hypotenuse or the Pythagorean theorem in my real life. No? So sometimes marami silang reklamo, feeling nila kasi yung tinuturo sa kanila ay hindi naman applicable in real life, hindi nila magagamit sa kanilang buhay, no? And so yung question natin dito, paano na yung math concepts mo ay malilearn ng student and maa-appreciate as lifelong learning? Okay, so that means lifelong learning, maa-apply nila in real life. Okay, so is it going to be just drills? Okay, so drills on numbers and calculations. Apply formulas to abstract calculations. Halos magkaparehas na naman yung A and B. Apply concepts to concrete use. Or letter D, memorize actions and principles. Magme-memorize lang ba? And the correct choice, again, of course, would be letter C. They need to be able to apply concepts to concrete use. Dapat nagagamit nila, no? Nagagamit nila in real life. There is application. There is application. Okay, let's just, let me take a few seconds to read the comment of Sir Dustin Agsalod, of course, one of our passers. Hello, Mamek, tama po kayo. Nasa Prof Ed questions na po yung sagot. Legit po yan. Okay, so passer na po itong si Sir Dustin. Of course, we congratulate you. Okay, so lifelong learning applications. Okay, so letter C po ang ating tamang choice. No, remember, application is very important. Dapat makita nila yung link ng inyong lesson sa kanilang buhay. No, so dapat makita nila, importante pala to. Kailangan pala to. Kailangan ko malaman to. Kailangan ko matutunan to dahil maa-apply ko siya in my life. Okay, so application is always a very good skill and a very good part of your lesson. Okay, so that's why we'd always say, If the students were able to learn this, then what comes next? No, what then? If they were able to learn this, how will they be able to use this in real life? Okay, so lifelong learning that pertains to application. So letter C po ang ating choice for number 2. Next one. Number 3, Teacher Peter is a constructive teacher who allows his students to use technology tools to build understanding rather than simply information. The students can also choose the tools that they can use to achieve the outcome. This level of technology integration is letter A, infusion, letter B, transformation, letter C, entry, or letter D, adaptation. Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice? Which one is your answer for number 3? Now, when these items come out, no, when these items came out in September 2019, medyo maraming naloka. Kasi sabi nila, never nilang na-meet yung mga terms na infusion, entry, transformation, adaptation. This, of course, is part of your technology integration matrix. Okay, so medyo naloka yung mga nag-take ng 2019 na licensure examination for teachers when they saw all these terms. Okay, so kailangan nating patpatin to, no? Kailangan nating i-discuss because of course this might be in your next licensure exam. Ma'am Liza Tambanilio Arcillas, ganap na ding LPT. Good evening mga kaguro. Salamat po Ma'am Mek sa mga videos nyo. Marami po akong natutunan. God bless. Okay, congratulations po. Alright, now samot-sari ang inyong sagot. May A, B, D, meron ding C. Okay, ano kaya yung tama? Tingnan natin mamaya. Which one do you think is the correct choice? Again, please do like this video, share this video, start a watch party, and tag your friends so that we can reach out to more people just like you. We can also help them prepare for the licensure exam. Please share our live stream discussion, mga kaguro. Sharing is loving. Sa lahat po ng nag-share and nag-tag ng kanilang friends ay mabibiyayaan. Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice? Teacher Peter is a constructive teacher who allows his students to use technology tools to build understanding rather than simply information. The students can also choose the tools. Ito yung pinaka-importanting terms dito, no? That students are able to choose the tools that they can use to achieve the outcome. Now, this level of integration is letter A. This is infusion. Okay, so letter A po ang ating tamang choice. That would be infusion. And of course, we are going to discuss why letter A is the correct choice. Now, we already have a video on this. You can watch the video. It is posted on our Facebook page. It's also posted on our YouTube channel. No? So this video is called Technology Integration Matrix. There's also a free quiz after I have discussed. There are 2 levels there. Now, there are 2 areas. May area about how the teacher would use technology. There is also an area about how the students, the learning environment would become, no? What the learning environment looks like. Okay, so here we have the different levels of technology integration. We have 5 different levels: entry, adoption, adaptation, infusion, and transformation. Okay, so ano kaya yung mga pagkakaiba ng 5 different levels of technology in our technology integration matrix? Now, the first level, of course, is entry. Yung pinaka-hint nyo dito is that the teacher just begins to use technology to deliver the contents of the curriculum. Now, say, if I were a new teacher here in the US, no, kakarating ko lamang dito sa US, for example, and I was teaching, for example, I was teaching in a barangay high school, and of course, we were not using a lot of technology. When I first come here in the US, then and I began to use all this technology because of course the students here all learn through technology. Sa classroom namin, 1:1, meron silang sarili nilang laptop, and of course we use a lot of different technology apps that we have. Okay, so once I begin using technology, the first time I begin using it, then that would be entry level. Okay, so entry level pa lamang ako. Now, if that happens, I begin to use technology to deliver the contents of my curriculum. Now, the second level is adoption. Okay, yung adoption, I would already direct the students, but that would only be for the conventional and procedural use of technology. When you say conventional, yung usual lamang na gamit ng technology, and procedural, that means they follow instructions. They follow specific instructions from me. For example, I say, today we will be making some document. I want you to open your Microsoft Word, for example, type in this, okay, and of course, click Control S or click Save so that you can save your work. Okay, so your adoption mo, the students are directed to use technology, but it is still in the usual use of technology, the regular use of technology, conventional and procedural. Okay, they follow different procedures, they follow specific steps. Okay, so that's adoption, the second level. The third level is adaptation. Okay, in adaptation here, your students are able to use technology independently, and they can also explore the use of technology. But as a teacher, you are still facilitating their use, no? So they can explore. So kunwari kanina sinabi mo lang na you will be opening Microsoft Word, then you will be typing, no? Use the keyboard to type your summary, for example, then click Control S so that you can save it. Now, this time, they can be independent and they can explore the use of that technology. But as the teacher, you are still facilitating it. Hindi pa sila nakaka-choose kung anong technology yung kung anong technology yung gagamitin nila, no? So you'd still say, I need you to use Microsoft Word today, but you can do anything with it. You can explore, no? So try putting an image, try attaching a graph, for example, try copy pasting a GIF, for example, no? So adaptation level. But still, you are giving them the directions. Pero nag-e-explore na sila. They are using it independently, but they have no choice yet kung anong tool yung gagamitin nila. Okay, so adaptation po yan, third level. Now, infusion mo naman, this was our answer. You provide the learning context and you allow your students to choose the tools to use. Kaya ito yung ating sagot kanina, no? They already have the freedom to choose the tool that they can use. You say, today we are going to be making a project about the concept that we have learned, say about photosynthesis. You can use any technology tool that you want to use, but I need you to complete a project. It can be a PowerPoint presentation, it can be a movie, it can be an infographic, no? So they can already choose whatever tool that they want to choose, okay, and they want to use. So that's infusion. Kaya ito yung ating sagot kanina. Now, for transformation, you encourage the students to encourages the students the innovative use of technology to facilitate higher order learning activities that may not be possible without the use of technology. Transformation naman, usually hindi siya commonly nangyayari dahil this would already pertain to high tech technology, na kung wala yung technology na to, hindi nila ma-reach yung higher order learning. Okay, so say if they are students of robotics, if they are students of engineering, no, so they have certain technology na napaka-importante. Kung wala yung technology na to, they will not be able to learn. Okay, so that's transformation, innovative use of technology to facilitate higher order learning activities that may not be possible without the use of technology. Okay, so say they are studying to become astronauts. Okay, if you do not have the technology, then they will not be able to do several things. No, they will not be able to do several activities, certain activities that they need. Okay, so that they can prepare themselves to become astronauts. Okay, so those are the 5 different levels sa ating technology integration. So again, you started with entry, starting ka pa lang, no, you just began to use technology in teaching. Now you have adoption, no? Yung adoption mo, you start with the students, you guide them, pero conventional and procedural use lamang. Then you have adaptation. In adaptation, the students are already using technology independently. They are able to explore, but they do not have the choice yet. You still tell them this is the only technology app or the app that you can use, but you can explore the use of this app. Now, in Fusion, which was our answer, the students can already choose which tool, which app they can use. And of course, transformation, your learning will not be possible without these technology tools that you have. Okay, so I hope klaro na po yung ating choices and the differences between the different levels. And of course, our answer for number 3 is infusion. Infusion. Okay, we move on with number 4. What is the aim of Teacher Luis when he introduced the difficult social problems of poverty of disadvantaged sectors using brainstorming rather than a lecture? Is it letter A, generate ideas, letter B, awaken awareness, letter C, involve discussants, or letter D, solve the problem? Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice for number 4? Number 4, ano kaya yung ating correct choice? Mm-hmm. Ma'am Lizelle Libuon, one of our pastors, no, LPT na din si Ma'am Lizelle. Good evening po, Ma'am Mek. Big help po talaga sa akin ang mga explanation mo. Nahasa kami sa pag-comprehend talaga, lalo na sa Prof. Ed. Congratulations again, Ma'am Lizelle. Kaya ganap na din po siyang LPT. Kaya sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, kayo na po yung next, no? Again, para matulungan po kayo, magpa-member po kayo sa Team Piaget, just send us a message to our Facebook page. Okay, letter A. I see a lot of letter A's for question number 4. Alright, so yung question number 4 mo, wordy lang siya, no? Marami lang siyang words. But actually, this is just asking you for the purpose of brainstorming. And so we know that its purpose is to generate ideas, okay? So generation of ideas, that's for brainstorming. And so letter A is correct. We move on with number 5. For bodily kinesthetic learners, which activities will appeal and be appreciated when assigned to them? Is it letter A, illustration of body parts and functions? Letter B, lecture on body movements? Letter C, display of sports equipment? Or letter D, calisthenics? Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice for number 5? Number 5 po tayo, mga kaguro. Which one is correct? Okay, I see D's, my A, my B. Okay, but a lot of you are saying letter D. Now, balikan natin, no? Again, in your Prof. Ed, your answer would always be in the question. Okay? So, laging nasa question yung inyong sagot sa Prof. Ed. Kaya dapat marunong kayong magbasa at marunong kayong magbasa. Marunong kayong mag-interpret, mag-analyze ng inyong question. Okay, so for number 5 here, yung pinaka-hint mo sa question mo is or are the terms bodily kinesthetic learners. Now, you remember the different learning or the different intelligences. Now, according to Howard Gardner, we have different forms of intelligences. Yung tinatawag niyang multiple intelligences. So, a long time ago, people would say that you are intelligent if you can speak well. Okay? But now we know that there's not just one form of intelligence. Hindi lamang no yung taong matalino, hindi lamang siya mako-consider na matalino kapag magaling siya magsalita. There are other people who might not be good at talking, who might not be good at speaking, but they might be intelligent in some other ways. Okay? So that's according to Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences theory. Meron kang people smart, yung mga interpersonal, no? Yung interpersonal yung kanilang intelligence. Meron kang self-smart, intrapersonal naman yung kanilang intelligence. Meron kang linguistic, no? Verbal linguistic, yan yung mga magagaling magsalita. Meron kang logical, mathematical, no? Yung mahilig sila sa logic, sa math, sa solving. So there are different types of intelligences. Now, sa question natin dito, bodily kinesthetic yung ating learners. No? So bodily kinesthetic, ito yung mga taong gustong palaging gumagalaw. They learn better if they are moving. Okay, so if they are moving, sometimes we also call them tactile learners. No? Yung tactile sila, yung palaging may fidget, no? Yung mga puppet, yung mga ganon. And so we are looking for activities that would appeal to these types of learners that we have. Is it illustration of body parts? Illustration, that means ipapakita mo yung mga images and different body parts and functions. Letter B, you are going to give them a lecture. Letter C, you will just be showing them the different sports equipment. Or letter D, calisthenics. You all know what calisthenics is, yung exercise, no? So exercise yung calisthenics, the use of the body. And so it's pretty obvious that the correct choice is letter D, okay? Because your learners are bodily kinesthetic. They want to move. They need movement. And so calisthenics po yung ating hinahanap. Lecture kasi dito, makikinig lang sila, no? So they might get bored. Ito yung usual natin ng mga learners na medyo kitikite, no? May ADHD, gusto nilang gumalaw. So calisthenics po yung ating hinahanap, letter D. I hope na gets ninyo kung bakit letter D ang ating choice, hindi po A, hindi B, hindi C, no? So depende sa klase ng learners na meron tayo. Again, sa Prof Ed, balikan po yung tanong. Balikan yung tanong, himay-himayin yung tanong, no? Basahing maigi yung tanong. All right, number 6. I wasn't satisfied with student B's yes as an answer, and so I asked her to explain. What did I do? Is it letter A, probing, letter C, prompting, letter C, rephrasing, or letter D, asking non-directed questions? Number 6, what's the correct choice for number 6? Okay, I see a lot of letter A's. Tama kaya karamihan? Or ligwak na naman kaya yung karamihan? All right, now going back to question number 6, I was not satisfied. I wasn't satisfied with student B's yes as an answer. And so I asked her to explain it, no? Expound. Now, what did I do? Is it letter A, probing, letter C, or letter B, prompting, letter C, rephrasing, or letter D, asking non-directed questions? And of course, the correct choice here is letter A, that's probing. Okay, so you probe, you dig deeper, no? Pinapa-explain mo sa kanya, bakit ganito yung sagot mo, no? So probing is the correct choice here. Prompting, this is like you are leading the student to the correct answer, correct explanation. No? You are trying to scaffold the student, you are trying to help the student. Rephrasing, you'd usually rephrase if you don't get any answer. Pag hindi sila nakakasagot, then you would rephrase, you would restate your question, no? So, iibahin mo yung pagkaka-ask mo ng question. Asking non-directed questions, hindi siya bahagi ng ating questioning skills. Okay? So, letter A, probing, no? You dig deeper, para kang investigador. Palagi mong ginagawa to, no? Sa boyfriend mo, sa girlfriend mo. That's probing, lalo na kung ikaw ay seloso o selosa, no? So, probing, letter A, is correct for number 6. Number 7. For visual spatial learners, which tool can be applied excuse me, for effective learning? Is it letter A, recording, letter B, interview segment, letter C, graphic organizer, or letter D, puzzles? Okay, which one is the correct choice for number 7? Number 7 na po tayo. For visual spatial learners, which tool can be applied for effective learning? Would you use recording, interview segment, letter C, graphic organizer, letter D, puzzle? Now, again, as we've just mentioned Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences theory, no? So isa ito sa mga different types of intelligence natin, no? Yung visual, spatial. Ito yung mga taong mabilis makita, mabilis nilang magamit yung space, no? Na pag pinagawa mo sila ng mapa, for example, pinagawa mo ng graphs, isang beses lang nagagawa nila. Hindi yung katulad ng iba, katulad natin, for example, if you are not a visual spatial learner, you might have to repeat or to redo your work several times dahil minsan kulang yung space mo, minsan masyadong malaki yung pagkakaguhit mo, pagkakadraw mo ng graph mo, and so you have to redo it. Pero sila, alam nila kung paano nila i-utilize yung space. No? So these are visual spatial learners, usually your architects, kahit yung mga engineers mo, no? Visual spatial learners sila. So which tool are you going to use so that they can effectively learn? Is it letter A, recording? So recording, no, kailangan lang nilang makinig sa recording. Letter B, interview segment. So kailangan nilang manood, for example, at makinig. Letter C, graphic organizer. So meron kang tool, no? You all know what graphic organizers are. Para siyang charts. Sometimes flow charts para they can easily see the different relationships of the concepts that you are trying to teach. Or letter D, puzzles. No? So they'd be able to use their hands to put up the puzzle, to form the puzzle. And of course, the correct choice here is letter C, graphic organizer. Okay, so ito yung mga mabilis gumawa ng graphic organizer, mabilis gumawa ng charts, ng graphs, yung mga hierarchical na relationship, no, isang beses lang silang gumagawa. Alam na nila kung paano i-utilize yung space. Alam nila kung gaano kalaki yung mga shapes na kailangan nilang i-draw. Okay, so graphic organizer is correct for number 7. We move on with number 8. Which practice is an offshoot to the principle that a non-threatening atmosphere enhances learning? Is it letter A, no scolding? Letter B, no praising? Letter C, no homework? Or letter D, no bullying? Okay, which one is correct for number 8? Number 8 na po tayo. Ano kaya yung tamang choice for question 8? Number 8 is very easy, okay? It's super easy. Parang common sense na lang siya. Which practice is an offshoot to the principle that a non-threatening atmosphere enhances learning? So sabi dito na offshoot, result siya, no? Isa siyang produkto ng prinsipyo ng paniniwala na pag non-threatened, if the student feels safe in this atmosphere, no, in this learning environment, then it enhances the student's learning. Okay, and of course, the correct choice here would be letter D, no bullying. Okay, so dapat walang bullies inside your classroom. Hindi naman no scolding, no? Pagka mali yung bata, of course, you have to scold the person. Okay, no praising. Of course, we have to praise the students, but kailangan deserve nila yung praise. Hindi naman po pwedeng kada sagot ng student, very good na, marvelous, excellent ka na ng excellent. Hindi din po pwedeng no homework because of course, the homework is one way for them to check if they have learned the concept. Ano siya, no? Reinforcement din yung homework. And so letter D, no bullying is the correct choice. Number 9. When you begin teaching with the generalization, then bring in details. Which method do you employ? Is it letter A? It depends on your type of generalization. Letter B, it depends on quantity of details you bring in. Letter C, inductive. Or letter D, deductive. Okay, which one is correct for number 9? Number 9, from generalization to details, from generalization to the specifics. Okay, so from generalization to the different examples. Okay, letter D, I see a lot of letter Ds, and letter D is correct. Okay, now remember, pampagulo lamang itong A and B mo. This actually is trying to check whether you know the difference between inductive and deductive. Now, they are opposite, no? So, pag nag-start ka with your generalization and you went down to your specific instances, to your different examples, then that's deductive, also called the top-down method. Okay, so top-down, from general to specific. The opposite would be your inductive, also called bottom-up, no? So specific to generalization. Again, if you are a member of our Team PSA, you don't need to copy anything. You don't need to screenshot because you'd have a copy of my PowerPoint presentation. You'll also be able to enjoy the full-length video. Okay. Number 10, in what way does cooperative learning through bonding and sharing become less relevant and less effective? Is it letter A, competing, letter B, constructing, letter C, exploring, or letter D, discovering? All right. So again, just a gentle reminder to those of you who are watching us through our Facebook page, also through our YouTube channel, your video would be cut. Your video is just a snippet. So make sure that you become a member of Team Piaget so that you can enjoy the full-length video. And of course, you can easily download the video. Also have a copy of our PowerPoint presentation, answer the quizzes, enjoy the final coaching, and the pre-board for free. Okay, so magpa-member na po kayo. Please just send us a message to our Facebook page, which is, of course, also called Gurung Pinoy. Okay, number 10. I see a lot of letter A's for number 10. Sabi dito na number 10 mo, in what way does cooperative learning through bonding and sharing become less relevant and less effective? You all know what cooperative learning is. If you ask your students to work in pairs, work in teams, work in groups, no? So that's cooperative learning. They are learning with other people, with other classmates, no? With other students inside the classroom. In what way does it become less relevant? Hindi siya nagiging meaningful at hindi siya nagiging effective. Is it because of competition, no? So competing, constructing, exploring, or discovering. Now, the correct choice, of course, here would be competing dahil sa competition na minsan merong dalawang group mates na gustong maging leader, no? So they would compete. They would compete. So dahil dyan ay hindi nagiging effective yung cooperative learning nila. Minsan hindi natutulong yung isa dahil hindi siya yung leader, no? And so their cooperative learning does not or becomes less relevant, becomes less effective. Constructing, exploring, and discovering are all positive, no? Positive ways of teaching. So you can ask them to explore, to discover stuff, and of course to construct their own meaning. But here, the correct choice, of course, is letter A. Competition would lead to your cooperative learning becoming less effective. Number 11, what criterion is the focus of teacher lady who makes sure factual pieces of information from a website in literature are well documented, pictures and diagrams are properly labeled? Why would the teacher do this? You have the different choices there. Which one do you think is correct? Okay, which one is correct for number 11?